Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Cancer, Sun, Moon or Rising, and it's the weekly intuitive tarot reading for March 30th to the April the 5th. This week, Cancer, we have the Leap Oracle card, which is very similar to the Fool energy, with the Nine of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, the Hermit, Temperance, the Ace of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. So guys, I just want to preface this reading by saying, I really hope that you're all healthy and well, and your friends and family as well. Obviously, we're facing a global crisis at the moment, unprecedented times, and a lot of us are actually being forced hand to slow down, to take a pause, and ultimately, I feel like this is a good thing. I really feel like it's leading us as a global community to a new beginning, to a sense of renewal, to really reconsider how we've been living our lives up until the previous decades until now, which has been driven from a much more hedonistic place, from consumerism, greed, and corporate activity, and money, and achievement, and very much yang energy. We're now being called to integrate a lot more of our yin energy, to be compassionate, to have empathy, to connect with the divine feminine, whether you're male or female, to slow down, to soften, to be there for others, to help those in need, to be of service. And ultimately, I think this is a positive shift, even if it takes a crisis like this for us to get to that place. I think a lot of us are reconsidering and reflecting on where we've put our time and energy, and now really wanting to move forward in a new direction. I think there's going to be many changes and many shifts, and we see new beginning energy for you here this week, Cancer, with that Ace of Swords and that Leap energy. You are being called to release the things that have had you striving and pushing and feeling in a state of contraction, to really heal yourself and open yourself up to new possibilities, to new wisdom, new insights. So I'm just going to start by reading out the Leap Oracle card, which is really similar to the Fool, as I said before. You go first, the universe will catch you. Life bends for the courageous. The universe wants to support you, but first you need to leap, to throw your life up in the air. Perhaps you know that what you're being called to leap toward or away from, but you're scared to make the move. Or maybe, perhaps you're waiting for a big fat sign or instruction manual or permission to do so first. If this is you, then this card is your sign and permission slip to take a deep breath and leap into the unknown. It's scary to let go of all we know and hope for something new. And that's normal to feel anxious at the time, at the thought of letting go of what we know for sure. But this is the unavoidable process of rising, and right now, this is how you're being called to live, Cancer. Yeah, so some of you are beginning a new journey, and this could have come after having to release something due to this crisis that we're following, guys, that's unfolding for us. So, for example, some of us have lost jobs, ways to make our income. Some of us have had to relocate, to leave our homes, to go back to home countries, to actually change houses. Some of us actually had to leave, move out of homes that we can no longer afford. All of these kinds of things. There's a lot of stress that can impact our friendships, our relationships, our family dynamics. And, that is really changing the face of a lot of people's lives. Anything that has been built on an unsteady foundation is coming down in tower energy. The universe has imposed a tower moment on us because we have ignored all the times it's tried to, tickle us with the feather. So this is the big Mack truck moment where the universe is coming in and saying, well, I'm going to force you into this. We need to slow down. We need to pause. We need to change our ways. We need to take a leap into a new beginning and trust the journey, even though we don't know where this is heading. We don't know what the destination is. You'll see in your recent past, Cancer, with the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Wands, that you may have been facing a situation that you've really just had to have a lot of, persistence to stay in. A situation where you may be just feeling like, you're pushing crap uphill, if I can say that. And you know what it's like when you're just not in the flow. You feel like you're actually trying to swim up the river. This could be in work, this could be in romance, could be in many different areas. You'll know what it is for you. But think about, what situations in your life have you kind of been forcing Have you been trying to force things and not go with the energetic flow of life? Well, it's now time to release that. And I think some of you might have had a forced hand in releasing that with the situation that is going on in the global community. Like I said, if it's that job that you felt like you just had to stay at and you're using all of your resources internally just to show up and get through the day, well, some of you might have had that taken away from you, and you may be thinking, oh gosh, that's my livelihood. But you're being led somewhere else, and we have to surrender and trust that process, because the situation has had you kind of looking over your shoulder too much. It's wounded you. This is a wounded warrior here who is maimed. He's carrying the battle scars this situation has imposed upon him, and he's been sitting in that Nine of Wands energy where he's close to completion but hasn't quite been able to shut the door on a situation. Instead has stayed in this fight or flight situation and just trying to keep on pushing, to keep on fighting the inner demons that have come up and said, you need to stay in this situation, but you really, really want to get out of it. It's time to actually listen to the portal of the heart and release what's no longer serving you, rather than staying in situations that are just not working or just not aligned with your truth. I really feel like there is a completion there for you. Either way, you are being called to stop, to slow down, and to heal this week. And that could be as a result of releasing the situation. Some of you may have had an ending. We don't have a Ten of Wands or a Ten of Pentacles or a Ten of anything here, but I just feel that some of you may have been going through a Tower moment because of what's been going on in the world. Well, this week is about renewal, restoration, healing, going within to seek answers, to seek internal wisdom. Because the more the hermit seeks, the more he understands. And the more he understands and heals, then the more the path forward is illuminated. So both of these cards have a strong link to healing energy. That Temperance angel is moving the emotional waters of life between these cups to do the spiritual alchemy, to rebalance the waters of life, to bring you back into a place of grounded stability. I think a lot of you this week will be called to look at the three pillars that make up this equilateral triangle. We can think of each side as one of the elements of ourselves: our physical health, our mental health, our emotional well-being, and we need to make sure that we're tuning in and looking after each of those areas to bring ourselves into a place of stability. That's why she wears the triangle, because it's the most stable structure, and it doesn't matter what side you push on, it's not going to collapse if you're looking after yourself in all of those areas. Some of us might feel challenged in our mental health. Anxiety might be rising because of what we're facing, but we must find that inner safety and security and calm within ourselves. It exists within ourselves and not externally. And once we find that within ourselves, it doesn't matter if we're surrounded by external chaos, that we can always return to that inner sanctuary and find that peace within ourselves. Both of these cards also have this link to illuminating a path forward, but needing to do some kind of healing work or some kind of seeking in order for that path to emerge so that we can leap forward onto it. So the Hermit is asking you to take a moment to turn your energy within and maybe, do some reflection on the situation that you've been facing and connecting the dots and having the hindsight, seeing the lessons that were in that for you. And then considering, how you can move forward. This is the link to the star energy here, guys, which actually follows on from the Tower. And at first, as you start to, your healing journey, your seeking journey, the star is only just flickering. But the more you do that process, the more you work the spiritual alchemy, the more you do the internal work, that star energy is going to burn brighter. And as you start to heal and move through this week, it's going to illuminate the path forward, just like that sun rising, illuminating the path forward for this angel here. And once that path is illuminated, it's going to be full steam ahead, and there is going to be a new beginning that is coming in, because we have the Ace of Swords here with the Three of Pentacles. So, beautiful new beginning energy. The Ace of Swords can be a new idea, a breakthrough, a revelation, an insight. And we have that together with the Three of Pentacles. So for some of you, this might be a new way to work, or building a project with other people, maybe starting a small business with others if you have lost your work through the situation that we're facing. It could just be a deep insight into how to create community with others as well. Look, it can also, I'm not going to rule out love, even though we don't have love cards here. I mean, the Ace of Swords just is a new beginning, one that makes you feel victorious and powerful. But it is some kind of new journey that's unfolding. Because with this Leap Oracle card, guys, it's like the Fool. And that's all about trusting the path that starts to unfold, even though you don't know, where it's heading, what challenges you'll face, where the destination is leading you to. But we just have to understand that we are being led on a new journey, and we're being encouraged by the universe to take that leap of faith, to have hope and to trust, and know that that safety net will appear once we jump. Yeah, I mean, and also with the Three of Pentacles here, whatever this new journey is for you, or this new beginning, this new offering, it is leading to greater sense of stability. We have Pentacles energy here, which is about, financial abundance, stability, security. And 3 is the number of creation, of manifestation. So you've been given an opportunity here to begin something and to expand it quite quickly. And with, any of the aces here, Cancer, they are number 1 in the tarot in each suit. So they're not, fully materialized opportunities. They're potential. They're like seeds that we plant. And with any seed, we need to grow and nurture and water them to have them expand. So whatever opportunities that present themselves this week, make sure that you actually follow up on them, engage with them in order to, get them growing. And that could mean getting together with other people, building your network, and joining together as a community. Okay, Cancer, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I do wish you all the health and happiness this week with whatever you might be facing. This is a general reading, so obviously it's not going to be for everyone, guys, but feel free to leave me a comment. We can start a chat if anyone wants to kind of build a community and support each other, and I'll see you back here next week for another reading.